Man, so what brought you back to getting involved with TBT and what made you guys get so passionate about coming back to Lexington?
I mean, honestly, last year I wasn't really sure. I was kind of skeptical about it. Um, Honestly, until I got there the first day. As soon as we got there, I just felt the welcoming like energy that we had and how organized it was, and I just felt right at home. So, um, it was just, I mean, it wasn't like it wasn't like a quick decision to make. But as soon as I got to Lexington last year, it was like, okay, yeah, definitely, like this is definitely something worth doing, and I definitely miss, the whole everything about Lexington and just people that love basketball and support us and things like that.
All right, one more question. How important was it for you as a former Wildcat to kind of renew that rivalry with Louisville in the way that you guys did last year?
Oh yeah, I mean, I think that was like the highlight of the tournament. Honestly, that was so much fun, and as a professional, you don't really get to play that many games with just pride on the line. It's about money or whatever, but that was just a pure rivalry, and it was just so much fun to be a part of that again. And I think that was just like the highlight of my whole summer, really. Just getting just I don't even think I scored that game, but it was just so much fun, like so much energy in there, and just reminded me of you know being back in school playing them. Just it was just a lot of fun.
Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you, Corey. Okay, Ethan, you can go ahead and unmute and ask your questions.
Awesome. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome. So, Aaron, obviously, you guys are known for having that special year two at Kentucky. What's it going to take to have a special year in year two with La Familia?
We just know what to expect now. I think that we have a big advantage on that because we know what to expect. So we're gonna go out and just focus. Just focus, take it game by game. You can't win the championship until you win the first game. So I think that we're gonna take it game by game, and I think we're gonna pull it out this year. Just because we're it was a painful loss last year, and I think we were so close. So everybody has that little burning desire to get some get back for sure.
And then obviously, we see the race to 4K for the tickets. Can you just kind of um, give a shout out to BBN to kind of maybe get them to get some tickets heading into this July?
Oh, can you say that again?
Sorry, no. So the race to 4K with the tickets. What's kind of your message to BBN to go out there and buy tickets and come and see you guys this summer?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, we love you guys' support. There's no place like it. So I mean, just come out and see us, make it as loud as possible. We'll definitely put on a show, and we're gonna try to win the whole thing for sure. So
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ethan. Okay, who would like to ask a question next? So, who would like to ask a question next? So if you would raise your hand and then Brian, you can go ahead. I think you're still muted.
Did you ever think when you started this journey more than a decade ago that it would have so many different avenues, being a Kentucky Wildcat and taking you to so many different places and being in that unique fraternity?
oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, as a kid, like going there, you don't really understand about that type of stuff at all. You don't really like just understand the importance of belonging to something and being a part of history and things like that. But I think it really stood out last year going back. I think that was the first time I've been back in about 10 years. And it just stood out like just to be a part of, Kentucky basketball and how much support that we really have. And it's something that you can't really describe, but I'm definitely grateful for it. And last summer was a big reminder that we had that myself and my teammates and everyone that's played, we had that much support. So,
Let me ask one more if you don't mind. I grew up in Louisville, and the Louisville Redbirds were a big deal. They were the AAA team to the St. Louis Cardinals a long time ago.
Okay.
And people used to love to come to Louisville because they would get a major league crowd in the minor leagues. When you went to Freedom Hall and the TBT, obviously it's not the NBA, but it felt like the NBA. It felt like the NBA Finals. Can you kind of take us into the attitude and the feelings you had going in, playing, and then coming out of that?
I mean, honestly, I never played in the NBA Finals, but I think that like it may be just as intense. Like I can't really, I wouldn't say I would compare the NBA Finals to that, just because like the person, it's not as personal. I think people take it so personal between us and Louisville that I think it's a different type of intensity. I wouldn't compare it to the NBA Final. I wouldn't compare it to anything, honestly. So, um, yeah, I think it's right up there with any rivalry in sports. Any two groups of people that don't like each other. I think that's just one of the it's one of the better rivalries in the world. I think so. Just being a part of that, I think. I mean, I haven't. Yeah, I would. I'll probably say that's probably closer to the finals or something like that. It has to be.
Thank you, Brian. Um, Jack, if you want to go ahead and unmute, you're welcome to ask a question next.
Hey, Aaron. Yeah, this is Jack Pilgrim with KSR. This time last year, we were just learning about Mark Pope and just kind of the new era of Kentucky basketball. You obviously were excited about him, so that you supported him and just kind of what his vision was. Met him and I obviously got to see from afar just how year one went. Now looking back on that first year, just what were your thoughts on this new era of Kentucky basketball under Mark Pope and then just to follow up on that, apparently you have a relationship with Jalen Lowe and his family, and his dad said that he kind of picked your brain a little bit about getting Jalen to Kentucky and just learning a little bit about your time in Lexington, just those two things.
Um, what was the first part again?
Just watching Mark Pope in his first year, you were excited
Oh
going
yeah,
into
I mean
year one.
that was actually like really exciting to me because just coming in and meeting Coach Pope, you can just tell he's a genuine guy. You can tell he really loves Kentucky, he loves basketball. So that's like man, and I'm the same way. So I think it's really refreshing being around someone like that and people who I think the players really pull to him just because he you can just tell he really cares. He's you know and the run that they had, that was I probably watched the most Kentucky basketball in a while just because I was around him and I got to meet him during this last year. So I was a lot more interested, I think, in to see their development and see how their season went more than if I never met the guys at all. So I was super excited, super happy, and cheering them on. And I'm gonna do the same this year for sure. And it was about Jalen, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've been knowing Jalen since he was literally a baby. Known him from a distance, kind of. He's a lot younger than me. So, but he comes from a great basketball family. His dad's really into basketball. So it's gonna be amazing. I'm happy that he gets to even experience that because a lot of people, everybody that plays basketball, they will want to experience playing at Kentucky and getting that type of support. So I'm happy for him, proud of him, and I'll give him any advice that he ever needs for sure.
Thank you so much, Jack. Is there anybody else that has any questions? If you would please raise your hand while we're waiting for that. I have a couple of questions that were submitted. So, what did you learn about the TBT that will help you in this year's event?
I learned that did I learn? I learned that we should win it. Like that's pretty much it. Uh, I think we're gonna. I mean, I learned so. I learned that. I don't know. I don't. I can't really say what I learned. I learned that I like that I enjoyed coming back to Lexington. I mean, but I think that we're just gonna go out and focus. And if we stick through and stay focused throughout the whole tournament, we should figure it out. So just stay focused throughout the whole tournament. I would say that.
And then, based on the team's success last year, how do you expect BBN to turn out and support this team last year? And then, I already know you made a pitch for them to get tickets. So just, what's another thing that they can kind of expect? And then obviously we've announced some other players that you haven't played with as much, DeAndre Liggins and Deron Lamb. And what are you most looking forward to about their talents adding to this team?
Well, the fans really made the whole tournament last year. I mean, everyone that played, everyone said that when we ran out, it was like a different feeling, like something that they haven't felt in years. And especially me, I was really surprised to see like the supporters and everybody that still appreciates what we did, how much hard work that we put into, while we were in Lexington. So I think the fans they made the whole tournament for us. We just all of our different journeys and everyone playing everywhere, we definitely don't get that type of support. No one gets that type of support, but we definitely don't get that type of support, in Europe and Asia or whatever. But just being able to come back to Lexington and still have that type of support, it meant really everything. That's mostly why everyone wants to come play again, sure, because of the fans. And what was the second thing?
And then the second thing is, what are you looking forward to about playing with DeAndre Liggins and Deron Lamb? And what do you think that they're going to add to our team this year?
Oh, I mean, I'm just excited to meet guys and that have had similar experiences to me. Obviously, Duran's a great shooter. DeAndre's a great slasher, defender, and everything. So I think I mean, we have so many players that have anybody that plays what is going to help us, and especially these guys who have NBA experience and just do things at a high level. It can only add and take us further. So.
And then also, so the ticket race is still on to see, whether or not we get our home court advantage. Louisville has already secured the first spot, but they have to get to that game in order for them to be able to secure that advantage. So, I know from being with you guys before that game, you guys really wanted to win that.
Yeah.
So, I'd love for you to tell the fans, our house, their house, why should they get tickets at Freedom Hall if we're going to play there again and get them excited about what that rivalry game would look like?
Yeah, I mean, well, that if you were there last year, you would know. But just to explain it, it felt like honestly, it felt like a tournament game. It just felt like it was so much energy, so much. I don't want to say animosity, but it was a lot of, it was just fun. Like it was a rivalry game, and I think everyone that went to that game will say the same thing. I think everyone that was there just will remember that because it was just so much. It just felt like a real game. It just felt like, and we were all playing so hard. We want to win so much. So I think that like just to get a chance to experience that in person again, like with the players that have passed through, and it's not many things like it. So please, everyone, just come out and support us because that's the reason we come into play so we can put on a show for you guys. Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, that game was obviously a very intense one, a really amazing one to watch. You got that feeling again. I really feel like for the new players that were coming in, it gave them a good idea of what that rivalry really looks like and
For
what
sure.
it feels like to the fans. And I felt like they really played with a high level of intensity when they got to play Louisville because they really kind of understood, what this means to the state, and that was pretty exciting. So, does anybody else have any questions that they would like to ask? Okay, Corey, go ahead and unmute yourself and you can ask another question.
Hello. It's kind of a two-parter, one question. How do you want to be remembered as a Kentucky player, and how has the University of Kentucky helped prepare you for life after basketball?
How are we going to be remembered? I think that I got lucky enough to, have some certain moments that I'll be remembered for. Um, so yeah, I think I'll be remembered for that, like making shots, clutch shots, winning, going to back-to-back Final Four. I think that I got lucky enough to that I think I'll be known for that, and that'll be talked about for a while. It still is talked about. It's pretty cool to be a part of that. And what was the second part? I'm not kind of loose.
How has the University of Kentucky helped prepare you for life after basketball?
Oh, I mean, I probably they make everything available to us. You just have to, I gotta. That's probably I should probably. They just make everything available to you. You can't ask anything
Yeah.
more. Whatever you want, whatever you need. Um, there's people to reach out to about everything. So that's on top of the basketball and everything. How much support we get in basketball, we get just as much support with things that we need if anyone there can help. So
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Corey. Okay.
Hey, Brittany.
Yeah.
This is Ken Spencer. I don't know how to use the raise hand function.
Oh,
Can
you're
I?
fine. Go ahead and you go ahead and ask a question.
All right. Hey, Aaron, what do you think about the possibilities of playing in Memorial? Last year you guys played in Rupp. That was kind of your old stomping grounds. I'm sure you guys practiced a ton in Memorial, but a chance to get in that place and play some games.
I'm excited. I never played a game there. We honestly didn't practice much there when I was there. But I'm super excited. Obviously we used to go watch the women's play and volleyball and things like that, but we never got really the chance to play in there. So yeah, I hear it's had a lot of renovations and upgrades and stuff. So I'm excited about just seeing it really and getting to play there is another cherry on top. So
Thank you so much. Okay. Does anybody else have any questions? Give you guys another minute. We are really excited to be able to bring this back. I think just being able to continue that legacy of all these former players getting to play together, even at different points in time, is really special. And, fans really responded well to it. I imagine that we're going to sell out all these tickets. And I am super, super excited about that. We'll have some events during that week where fans will be able to come and interact with the players. I know for them, that's their favorite part of coming back is really getting that one-on-one time with the players. So we want to make sure that we give the fans that. And we are really looking forward to having a good season. So Andrew says that he can get on in just a second. So if you guys want to stay on and ask a couple of questions to Drew, that's fine. I can let him know if you guys have a couple of questions for him. So if you would just, I don't know, wave or something at me and let me know that you want him to jump on too, so that you guys can ask him a few questions. Okay. All right, we'll give him a second. Okay, he said he's getting on, so give him just a minute.
he just said he was fine.
Hey, Drew.
There. Oh, there he goes. Did he unmute his mic?
No, he hasn't yet. All right, he's trying. He's working on it.
Just
Can y'all hear me now?
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. Sorry about that. Well, I'm just finished shoot around.
Well, we want you to be ready. So, we're always happy for you to be. I like that you're practicing. So if you guys want to raise your hand or, if you don't know how to use the raise your hand feature, feel free to just unmute yourself and ask Andrew a question. You guys are also welcome to, direct questions to them together if you guys have some that you would like for them specifically to answer together. So, Corey, you still have your hand raised. If you want to ask another question to Drew, feel free.
Am I unmuted?
Yes, you
Oh,
are.
yep.
Okay. What's going on, Andrew? How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good, man. How are you?
Doing good. I just want to ask you one of the same questions that I asked your brother earlier.
Okay.
Um, what was that Louisville game like for you? Did it reinvigorate or fire in you playing against one of your rivals from your college days? And then two, how important is TBT potentially for BBN and how important can it be?
To answer your first question, it was it was such an exciting like moment. So yeah, definitely. I mean, we were excited to be able to go on that stage and play in front of all those people in the state of Kentucky, and to be able to have that opportunity, it was amazing. You really forget how much how much love and everything you get when you're out there. So that's the answer to your first question. Well, I'm sorry. What was your second question again?
How important is TBT for BBN, and how important is a thing like TBT to you playing for
Um,
a team of past Kentucky players?
for me, I mean, it's just man fun. So much fun playing basketball. For BBN, I think it can um it can grow every year. It's going to continue to grow, continue to get bigger. Um, the older we get, different players are going to be playing. I'm sure Brittany will stay on top of that, but I think BBN has supported us so much to where every year it can get better.
Thank you and good luck.
Thank you so much, Corey.
Thank you, Corey. All right. Is there anybody else? I know there are a couple of other people that indicated that they wanted to answer Drew some questions. So if you would just take yourself off mute, that way you can do that. Okay, Tristan, you can go ahead next.
Hey, Andrew, Aaron, how are you guys?
Hey man, how you doing?
Doing pretty good. You two are part of like one of the deepest teams in college basketball. I'm not sure if you kept up with kind of the
Mhm.
pieces that Kentucky's added this year. It's not anything to that level, 10 NBA players on your guys' team, but just kind of, can you talk about what it takes to make a team with that kind of depth work, all the sacrifice it takes, just to be successful, but also keep everybody happy?
Um, it's just a highly competitive like environment. So every day at practice and stuff, you're gonna compete, but you at the same time you got to realize these are teammates and these are the guys that you're gonna go to war with everybody else. Um, yeah, but actually, everyone had to sacrifice a little bit. Everyone had to figure out a way to be able to showcase what they could do. Um, I mean, and I think no one would, if anybody had the opportunity, they wouldn't go back and change it because it's just the love that you get from BBN and everything that comes with going to Kentucky. It's great. So it was a different situation than a lot of teams, and now college basketball is set up a little differently. Um, kind of got to kind of need older guys, a lot of older guys to compete. From what it looks like, so I think it's a little different now with the NIL and everything.
Okay.
Hello.
Okay.
Oh,
Drew, if you are able to, Andrew, if you will or Aaron, if you'll turn your phone sideways, and Drew, are you able to turn your camera on for just a second? They want to be,
absolutely.
okay, thank you. They want to be able to show your guys' face on the news. So if you guys would just be off video for a minute.
Oh
Okay,
yeah, definitely.
thank you. All right, Brian, we'll let you go ahead and go, and then Jack, I will get to you right after that.
That atmosphere last year in Louisville was the closest thing to a um, heavyweight fight that a lot of players don't get to experience maybe as they get older in their career. How
Yeah.
important is that to have maybe round two? And do you kind of root for the opposition so that can happen maybe?
I mean, I think it's pretty important. Though. I mean, guys that I've played with on my team, for the most part, never have lost to Louisville. So I think that we want to, keep it that way. Keep it, keep the dominance going.
Yeah,
Definitely.
we're focused on winning though. We're not focused on them. They might not make it to where we are though, you know. So
That's true. They got to get to that game.
yeah,
So
we just
yeah,
gotta we gotta
we're gonna
focus
get
on
to
ourselves. But
ours. So they
it
better
will be
get there too.
exciting to play them.
Thank you so much, Brian. Okay, if you have another question, you can ask them. If not, we'll move on to Jack. Okay, Jack, you can go ahead and unmute yourself and ask Andrew and Drew your questions.
Yeah, Drew, I asked Aaron this as well, but just watching Mark Pope's first season, Aaron said that, being with them last year and kind of being some of the part of those first practices, and it kind of made him watch the team a little bit more closely than he had in the past. Did you kind of feel the same way, and just kind of your first impressions of Pope's first season in Kentucky?
Oh yeah, absolutely. The older I got, I kind of detached from it a little bit from watching so much. Just because being busy, being overseas and stuff like that. But being able to meet the guys that was on the team and being able to be greeted by Coach Pope as soon as we walk in the building, yeah, it was a good feeling. So he's definitely a guy you want to root for. Definitely a guy that definitely bleeds blue and really loves his job, loves what he does, loves being at Kentucky. So a guy like that, you can't do nothing but root for him and continue to make success at the program. And I know he enjoying it, so hopefully we all just keep supporting him and keep going up and getting better every year.
And Drew, on that note, talked to Jalen Lowe's dad, and he said that he was really familiar with you guys growing up in the Houston area. Just do you know about Jalen Lowe and what Kentucky is getting in him? Just kind of
Man, I know his dad. His dad and my dad are a little kind of around the same age. Maybe his dad a little younger, but I've been knowing him forever. Like just from AAU program and stuff. I don't know too much about his son until he went to Pitt and everything. And I know he can definitely play, definitely what the program needs. I know he's a tough kid, smart kid, been around the game his whole life. So I know BB and all excited to get him and see what he can do.
Appreciate you, Drew.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jack. Okay, is there anybody else that has any questions? If not, I'm going to go ahead and ask some of the questions that were submitted to you guys as well. That way we can get the answers for that. I know you still have your hand up, Jack, but I just want to make sure that there's nobody else that wants to ask any questions. Okay. So Drew, what did you learn about the TBT that you think is going to help you playing this next year?
Just being able to feel the tournament out. Knowing that it's highly competitive and you can't go out there joking and playing around. Just knowing that you have to come in there and play serious. Can have some fun and it's definitely a great environment, but you definitely got to bring your A game or people wanna knock you off. So just gotta come to the gym every day prepared.
That's great. And then based on our team's success last year, how do you expect BBN to turn out and support our team this year? And what would be the pitch for them to buy tickets?
Man, it should be even more this year. Last year we kind of showed what we could do with in Rupp and being able to bring all the guys back together and see what energy that brought to the program and the whole city of Lexington really. So I think we can continue to grow and grow and grow every single year. So man, I'm excited. Definitely want to play until I can't anymore. So not much more to say. Just a great opportunity and a fun environment.
And then what was your favorite moment of the TBT tournament last year, or what were some things that you kind of took back with you afterwards?
Just being able to get that love from BBN is the best part. A lot of the guys on our team all had different routes and ways to go after we left Kentucky. But we can all agree that coming back here is a great feeling. Um, Fans don't even know how much that love means to us. So we so appreciative and just happy to be able to come